Well, hello everyone. It's so good to be with you today. I hope your day is going well. Welcome to Thursday's edition of Take 5. We're dealing with the subject excellence, promotion, and entitlement. And as I've already stated this week, it's really going to make more sense as we get into next week, at least the title will. Because this coming weekend, we're going to talk more about the promotion part and the entitlement part. And this thing's really going to begin to come together, I believe, in our lives. Now, what I know without a doubt that God wants for you and for me, God wants to prosper us. He wants us to excel in every area of our life. 3 John 2, he said, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health in all things, even as your soul prospers. So in every area of our life, God wants us to excel. Now, there's a price for that, okay? That doesn't just come for free. The only thing in this life, this Christian life, that come for free is salvation. And even that cost Jesus everything. You and I got in on it for free, but it cost him everything. Beyond that, then, all of the other blessings and favor that God promises, there's a price. And you've got to be willing to pay that price. You've got to be willing to put in the effort and put in the excellence and put in the diligence that he requires. And it is a constant sacrifice. He wants you to excel in every area. He wants you to be excellent personally and morally and relationally and vocationally and spiritually. He wants that because we represent him in every area of life. You know, we don't leave our faith at home when we go to work. We don't leave our faith at home when we go to Walmart or go to the market. We don't get to leave our faith at home when we get to go down and, involve ourselves in our favorite pastime or recreation or whatever the case may be. We don't get to leave our faith at home. We represent him in everything that we do. So in everything that we do, we should strive to do it with excellence. We should give him our best. Now, we've been naming some things this week that help us get on this road to excellence. First of all, we talked about how excellence exceeds minimal expectations. Yesterday, we talked about how excellence is not limited by the nature of the task. You do everything regardless of what it is. If it's something that seems important in the world's eye or something that seems insignificant, we do it all as unto the Lord, right? Because we represent him. Today, I want us to understand that sometimes our excellence is only seen by God. Sometimes he is the only one that sees. Did you know that sometimes he is the only one that sees our pursuit of excellence? There's just times that people in this world do not see it. They don't recognize it. They're not gonna look at it. They're not gonna always see the extra things that you do. And that's okay because you're doing it as unto the Lord. They're not going to always recognize when you go the extra mile. People aren't always aware of the extra time that you spend in preparation or practice or praying or whatever you're doing so that you can ascribe to excellence. They're not going to always see that. Some people in this world, and I hate to tell you, but it seems like it's the majority anymore, but there are just some people in this world that are so unmindful of excellence that they somehow think that what you do just comes natural to you and you don't have to practice and you don't have to have any discipline or sacrifice or anything like that. They just think it comes natural to you because people are just unmindful of the cost and the sacrifice that you have to put in to be excellent. And because of that, Jesus did say in one particular place, whatever you do in secret, I will reward you openly. So don't get so caught up in whether or not people see or people know the price that you pay and the time that you put in. Don't get so caught up in that because sometimes God may be the only one that knows that you went the extra mile. An aerial photo of the Statue of Liberty was taken from a helicopter and it revealed some finely etched strands of hair on top of Lady Liberty. If you were here Sunday, I showed you a picture of the top of the head of the Statue of Liberty and all the detail that's in her hair that was there. That detail was put in there by the sculptor Frederick August Bartholdi. And it's important to remember that when Lady Liberty was set up there in New York Harbor and was dedicated in 1886, it would still be about 20 years before the Wright brothers would ever take their first flight. So there was no such thing as flight when this great statue was put up. In those days, nobody ever believed that somebody would be able to fly over the Statue of Liberty and take pictures of it there. It just was something that we didn't consider. Even though that was not a consideration, the sculptor did not cut corners on these finely etched strands of hair in this great copper colossus that was created. He didn't cut any corners with that. The narrow staircase that goes up into the torch of the Statue of Liberty has been closed off since 1913 due to structural damage by some German saboteurs there. And if it were not for the innovation of flight and photography and even satellite imagery of today, most of us would not know about all of these details that were on top of that. Now, I'm not trying to over-spiritualize the Statue of Liberty, but it's almost as though only God would ever see the details on top of that statue, and the sculptor did not cut any corners, even though most folks would never see it from the ground or from New York Harbor. When you pursue excellence that way, there are just many times that only God is going to see it. People aren't going to do it, and people aren't going to be able to see it. But if you'll do it as unto the Lord at the right time, when it's necessary, if it's necessary, God will reveal it. God will let people know. He'll reward your hidden commitment if you're just willing to go the extra mile and not try to make a name for yourself in front of people. That's what he did for David. Nobody knew the kind of man that David really was. Nobody knew how David cared for those sheep when he was out there by himself. Nobody knew that he would put his life on the line and risk all that he had to protect those few sheep from lions and bears. Nobody knew all of that. But at the right time, God revealed David's excellence. When Samuel came down and anointed a king, God revealed it first to his family, and then God revealed it before King Saul there. And David was able to go out in front of everyone and be a deliverer for the nation of Israel. But all of this started when David was excelling in solitude and in loneliness, when nobody saw what he was doing but God. Listen, friend, at the end of the day, that's all that's important. Is if I please God, if I do my task with excellence, and if God is the only one that ever sees, that's all that's important at the end of the day, because after all, I'm serving Him first, and I'm serving myself and everybody else second. Hey, I've got to get out of here. It's been good being with you today. I look forward to being with you tomorrow on Friday's edition of Take 5. Till then, God bless you. Have a great day. Remember, friend, trust the Lord. He will never fail you.